Hi, my name is Newell Davis with World Composting, and today we're going to talk about our urban worm bag. This is the second version that I have, not to be confused with the first version. I think I did a harvest on that not too long ago, and I think I did a harvest on the second version as well. But this one has the European Nightcrawlers in it, not the red wigglers. So we're trying to get this bin up and functioning, fully flowing again. It seems to have slowed down after we had a fruit fly issue earlier this year, probably actually like 8 months ago at this point. And I'm trying to get this bin slowly working through this material again. This requires a material to build up those microbes, so that way they'll chew through the cardboard, and that way we can start getting this fully going, so I could just dump food after food after food into it. And these bins really can churn through a lot of food. I found this with my version 1.0, which is fully functional. I can dump in 2 trays of food and leave it for a month, come back, and they'll be gone. It'll be completely gone. So I want to get this up and working to that point. So right now, we're going to see how it's doing. I think I might add a little bit of a something to kind of give it a little bit of a kick there, and really get this moving, so that way we can get these microbes going on this material and really try to churn through this bedding that's in there. And that way we can also add more bedding in the future and start doing our harvest from the bottom more frequently. So with that, let's go take a look at the system. All right, here's our urban worm bag version 2.0. Let's open this up here and take a look and see how it is doing. First off the lid, very dry, a little bit more dry than I expected. Looks like a couple of fruit flies might have flown out there, but I'm really not seeing. There's another one over here. Not seeing too many in here. I did was hoping that this right here, this little trap right here, would kind of take care of most of those. And there's actually a couple worms on there. We're just gonna give those off. But this trap works pretty well. I think I've shown this in my other videos. There's a homemade trap. I'll link to a few fruit flies on there that were probably trying to get into the trap. I'm going to put that off to the side for now. And we're going to keep going here and dig through here and take a look. First off, it does look pretty dry. Material's sort of saturated. If you remember last time we added some of the material back on top over here, hoping that it would sort of hold that moisture in a little bit on the cardboard. Looks like that might have worked a little bit. But we also had the food underneath here. Let's just dig down here and see. Oh, I feel something right here, and that is that half a coconut. That's still in here, obviously. That's not going to go anywhere for a while. That's just kind of a fun thing to add to this. This is just, as always, I'm doing some testing. This is an avocado shell right here. But as you can see, the worms are getting in there, and they're really trying to work at this stuff, which is good. So let's just slide that out. There's 2 avocado shells. It looks like there's some white bugs of some sort in there. I'm not sure if you can see those or not. Hopefully you can. But I'm not sure what those are. Those don't look like springtails. There's also a couple mites in there, red mites. That happens. I'm not too worried about those, but they really ate through this material, if you can't tell. That was probably a full avocado that had a whole bunch of stuff in it. So they really ate through all that material. And it looks like, sorry about the shaking on this, but it's a little hard with the stand on this. It looks like they ate through most of this. Here's the avocado seed. These things take forever to break down. Normally you have to wait for them to grow. Well, it looks like almost all the food is gone, though, all the main food. You know, a couple little shells here and there. I don't know what that's a shell to, but that's all right. So with that, I'm just going to leave that there. Let's just dig around the other side. As you can tell, all this material is dry right here. It's too dry. The worms are not going to eat that. It's too dry. No microbes, no nothing in it. So they're not going to eat that type of stuff when it's that dry. But we have lowered, here's actually a corn cob right there. We have lowered the material in the bin a little bit. It was all the way up to the top for a while, and they're starting to consume some of it. And when they start consuming it, it does tend to fall down a little bit. Here's another one of those avocado shells. Tons of bugs in that one as well. You can see them in there. I don't know if that'll focus that close or not. But they're all over. I don't know what those white bugs are. I don't know if those are just, they're not jumping, I would think if they were springtails, but they do look a little bit similar to springtails. So we're just going to move this off to the side, though. Just dig down into here a little bit. You can tell right here, it kind of thickens up a little bit. There we go. So you can see there's lots of worms in here now in this bottom section. They're starting to move around. They're starting to come out. We're getting them live to be lively again, start consuming some of this food. But you can see these are the Europeans. These are not the reds, so they're a little bigger. And that is definitely a little bit bigger than my reds would be. So they look pretty good. We're gonna add a little bit more bedding back over that. But we're gonna add a lot of food this time, even more than we did last time. We're adding 2 containers of food here. So First container of food, we've got some coffee grounds, banana peels, apple, mango skins. We've got some clementine peels in here. You just hold on. Some carrot, a little bit of celery. It looks like this is just a mixture of whatever I throw in here when I empty out my my buckets in my kitchen that I store all the food in. So we've got a strawberry in there. It looks like so a mixture of fruits. Just want to break this apart a little bit, give it a little bit of space. Mango seed right here. They will eat through the seeds, by the way, too. I've had them do that. For those of you that haven't watched all my videos, I don't expect everyone to, but never know. So, and some avocado, more avocado shells. We went through avocado phase for a little bit. We've kind of gotten out of it recently, but bananas are always in season in my house. Though we always have bananas. So that's our first part of our feeding here. Just trying to break this apart, and now we're going to come with the second part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of a layer here. I'm not going to add, actually, you know what, maybe we will add just a little bit if I've got some in the container over here. Just in between these two layers, we are going to add a little bit of our crushed egg and crab shell. And, you know, if you check out my other videos, I do have a video on how to do this as well. But we're going to add some of that on top of that material. And then we're going to add in a second feeding. Actually, we're going to put in a little bit more, put in that right there. A little bit more paper in between because this is going to be a more moist feeding for this one. And that is, trying to empty out some of these containers, that is watermelon. I've got a ton of watermelon. This is the rind that's left over. This stuff normally goes very, very fast with worms. Normally, as soon as you add it, this starts breaking down pretty quick, and the worms just love this stuff. So that's why we're adding this in here. We're trying to get these guys up and active again. I'll probably have to do my next update in probably less than a month. This was a month-long wait in between. That probably was not a wise idea. Probably should have done that beforehand because of how quickly they went through all that food. So now, with that, we're going to cover this up. As we always do, cover it really well. Do a little bit more. And there's something else I want to add to this system. Oh, here's something right here. I don't know what this was, but maybe a peach or something like that. But I'm not sure what it was, but it's being worked at slowly. It looks like, I don't know if those are baby worms on there because they don't look white. They have a pinkish color. So there might be some baby European Nightcrawlers on there. I don't think those are, like this one on my glove right there, if you can see that one. That one definitely looks like a pot worm. But that one, or was it? Those over there, those don't look like pot worms. They look like baby worms. There is a baby worm on this side too, right here. If you guys can see it. I don't know if that's focusing right or not. It's hard to tell. Right there is a baby worm. So we're going to leave that guy over here. Kind of bury him down. Now, the other thing I said I wanted to do is I wanted to try to get this paper really going here. So we're going to add some moisture to this. But we're going to add something special. So I'm going to take off my glove for this one. I'm going to put on a different glove because I want to make sure I don't get this stuff all over my hands. But I have, and I've had this for a while now, and actually it leaked all over. And the drawer it was in when it fell over. And it's leaking all over my cutting board now. Okay, well, and that is some molasses. So this is unsulfured molasses. This is supposed to be fine to add to, like if you're making a tea. As you can see here, this one's a pretty full container. I actually bought this to make some teas, but I'm going to put a little bit in. Let me show you guys this actually. I'm just putting a little bit in this container of water right here. So just a little bit more than I wanted to, but that's okay. Put that back down on my cutting board over here so I hopefully don't mess everything up. But now that it's in this container, I want to mix it up a little bit. So I have my other gloves on. I didn't want to get this on my nice gloves because I don't know how it's going to be. But I just want to mix this up. And this is sort of like sugar water. And this should really get the microbes going, I'm hoping. That's why you use this when you're just a little bit, when you're making your teas typically. They say this is what you should add to get those microbe counts up. So as you can see, I'm just mixing it in there, and I'm just going to kind of pour this over this cardboard here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually dig down just a little bit here because I don't want to put it right on top. Just move this off to the side. And this does have a little bit of an odor to it, surprisingly. I didn't expect it to kind of smell a little bit, but it does. And we're just going to kind of pour this on here a little bit. I'm not too worried about too much moisture in here. There isn't that much to begin with, it feels like. There we go. And hopefully that's going to kick this up a notch. as far as the microbe activity in here, and get the worms something that they can really munch on, as I'm trying to get them to really start going through this material at a faster pace. You know, I'm really hoping that that's the case. I didn't see too many fruit flies in there. I was thinking about adding some of the some special stuff in here from like my the what's it called, the BTI mix, the water and BTI, but I don't think we're going to need that this time. You know, I just think that that's going to be overkill for this. If we see it really pick up next time, we'll add it. But for right now, we'll see how this does. I didn't see a whole lot in there. Let me add my little trap back in, though. I'm going to put this trap back in the corner over here. That's just going to make sure if there are fruit flies, hopefully they'll go into that and not into anything else. And we're going to close this back up, and that is our update for this week. So we added a lot of food, and we'll try to come back in less than a month this time. It's been, I think, 31 days or 32 days since my last update, so it's been a while. And hopefully we can get this fully functioning and really starting to move through these turn this into castings, turn the food into castings, turn the paper into castings, that way we can start doing more harvest from here and get this material sorted. So with that, thank you for watching. If you have any questions or anything, this is the first time I'm ever trying molasses. I'm just trying to use it since it's leaking all over my basement here. And I know that fruit flies might get involved, so if you have any questions about that, or if you have any thoughts on that, please let me know, and that way I can just get some more information from you guys as well. So thank you for watching.